Vandeham Sri Guru.
The following is a class on the Nectar of Devotion, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-vedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 5th of January, 1973, in Bombay, India.
Sri Rupam Chakrajatam.
The Nectar of Devotion teaches us the science of loving every one of the living entities perfectly by the easy method of loving Krishna. We have failed to create peace and harmony in human society, even by such great attempts as the United Nations, because we do not know the right method.
But the example is, just like there is air vibration, water vibration, the radio message. In one place the vibration is made and it goes like waves. It expands very quickly. Within a second it expands 7 times the earth, so far we have heard. Or if you throw one stone on the lake, they will become a circle, and the circle will expand unless it goes to the limit. So, our loving propensity is there and it should expand. Ultimately, it should reach the lotus feet of the Lord. Then it will perfect. So, this is being explained. The Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti. Our love for Krishna is there already. But it is being choked up by material condition. I want to love, but some blind leader, he comes, he says that you love this country, your society, humanity, and you love your society, but you cut throat of another society. This is why. Because it is imperfect, one side they are teaching, love your nation and cut the throat of another nation. So, this kind of love, or this kind of loving propensity will not be ever satisfied. We shall always remain unsatisfied, because this is artificial. The same example. If you want to love, then you have to pour water on the root of the tree. Then it will be all right. Otherwise, if you manufacture so many ways of love, then certainly you will be confused and frustrated. Go on.
The method is very simple, but one has to understand it with a cool head. The Nectar of Devotion teaches all men how to perform the simple and natural method of loving Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we learn how to love Krishna, then it is very easy to immediately...
In the Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, Krishna bhakti koile sarva karma kritoha. Shraddha shabde vishwas sudhira nishchay. To be elevated to the transcendental platform of loving service of the Supreme Lord, there is a process. The process is that, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Maya Saptamana Pratha Yogam Junjan Madasra. This is the process. You have to increase your attachment for Krishna. This yoga system you have to adopt. How to increase your love for Krishna. That is not very difficult. That's like this archon Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam. These are the different processes how to increase your attachment for Krishna. The attachment of Krishna is there, but by Savanadi Shuddha Chitte Karaya, Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti Sadha Kavuna, Savanadi Shuddha Chitte Karaya Udor. Everyone has got love for Krishna. It is not artificial thing. Everyone has got. Otherwise, how these Europeans and American boys and girls taking to this principle? Why they are mad after Krishna? Because it was there. It is not artificially, you cannot make such thing. It is not possible. Artificially you cannot make a staunch devotee of Krishna. That is not possible. Artificially 1 day, 2 days, 3 days and go there. Just like it has become in our country. Our love is now for material happiness. Poverty for the last 2000 years or a little above 1000 years, India was foreign subjugated. So they are now thinking that somewhere or other if we can become like American skyscraper buildings, our life will be successful. So they are artificial. They are killing their own culture and try to imitate. This is artificial. But this artificial way, one cannot be happy. They will be frustrated. That's the Americans have become frustrated. They have got enough. What is these skyscraper buildings in Bombay? They have got 100 times skyscraper buildings in New York. 100 times. And what is this skyscraper? Say 20 stories, there are 104, 5 stories. When I first went to New York, I saw one building, Empire State. Yes, it was 102 stories. Now the others have increased to 104, 5. So, but why these American boys are frustrated? Their father, their grandfather have got enough money, enough skyscraper building, but they are not satisfied. They don't want to work like their father and grandfather. They have left. I have got many students, my disciples. Their father, a very rich man, industrialist, lawyers, but they don't like. So this kind of so-called happiness will never satisfy us. The real happiness which is within our loving propensity for Krishna, that has to be rewarded. Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti Sadha Kavuna. It is not by artificial means one becomes a devotee of Krishna. That is not possible. Nobody can become a lover or devotee of anyone else by artificial means, unless there is some natural tendency. So that natural tendency to love Krishna is there in everyone's heart. So our Krishna consciousness movement is how to invoke that natural tendency to love Krishna. That is our business. And how it is possible? In the Shastra, this means Savanadi Shuddha Chitte Karayuda. Savanadi Shuddha Chitte. Savanadi means this process. Just like you have come here, you are hearing about Krishna. This is the process. You may be illiterate, you may be rich, or you may be poor, whatever you may be. It doesn't matter. Please come, sit down and hear. But in the hearing process, there is so many impediments, Maya. Just like people are coming here to hear, but there has been impediment. Because our lift is being too much used, the electric supply will cut off. Maya is always there. They will have to spend electric energy in so many ways. That is not lost. But people who are coming for half an hour or 1 hour, gentlemen, no electricity will be spoiled. This is Maya. Maya is always after this checking process. So we have to fight against the Maya. Then we come to Krishna consciousness. That fighting determination must be there. Mameva japrapaddanti, Maya metam. One must be determined. So Maya may check my progress in Krishna consciousness, but I must fight Maya. This determination. One. Dhirabrata, bhajanti mang dhirabrata. That is one. All right, let me do, all right, not. That's all right. Let me do my... No, one must be very serious. Dhirabrata. Dhirabrata and firmly convinced. These things are required to revive your Krishna consciousness. Otherwise it is very easy. Savanadi Shuddha Chitte Kara Yudo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when there was discussion about sadha and sadhana, what is the aim of life and what is the process of achieving that aim of life. This discussion was made between Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was questioning and Ramananda Rai was replying. So the first reply was given by Ramananda Rai when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired what is the goal of life and what is the process to reach that goal of life. Very nice question. Ramananda Rai replied, Varnasamacharavata Purusena Parapuman Vishnu Aradhate Pumsham Nanna Tattu Sukala. He immediately replied that a human being must first of all come to the standard of Varnasrama. 4 Varnas and 4 Ashrama. Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, Shudra and Brahmachari, Grihastha. Unless they come systematically, life on these principles, they are animals. They are not human beings. That was our Indian Vedic civilization. Now they have manufactured their religion. Jatomat tatopat. You can manufacture your own way and you'll be satisfied. This is being done. So many, you can see in Bombay, so many rascals are preaching. Then there is no standard thing. So it is very difficult for us to give us the right thing. But we are certain, because we are not cheating people, so it may take some time, but people are gradually coming to Krishna consciousness. Because this is the right thing. So Varnasamacharvata Purusena Parapuman, this is the beginning of actual human life. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately replied, Yoho bhajyo age kahoga. Yoho bhajyo. Bhajyo means this is external. This will not very much help at the present moment. And actually that is being done. Just like we are preaching in the Western countries, if we wanted to establish Varnashram Dharma in the beginning, that you become Brahmana, you become Grihastha, you become Sannyasi, no. Then everyone would have rejected. So we are not prepared for this purpose. But the process introduced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is not introduced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is the sanctioned in the Shastras. Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Padasevanam. This is standard method. Because we give them the chance of hearing, gradually they are coming. Not that immediately you become Brahman. Now they are becoming more than Brahmanas. Here in India, the Brahmanas, they are doing everything, still they are going in the name of Brahmana. But here, these European Brahmanas, American Brahmanas, they are real Brahmanas because they have given up all sinful activities. The Brahmana's life is first of all truthful, sattva samadhama titikha, controlling the senses, controlling the mind, forbearance, and simplicity, full knowledge, application of knowledge, belief in the Vedas, these are the symptoms of Brahman. Satta sama dhamma titikha ajamam astikam jnanam vijnanam brahma karma svabha. So, if we take to Krishna consciousness, these Brahminical qualification automatically come. Just Shastri Bhakti Bhagavati Akinchana Sarvai Gunai Tatra Samasati. This is the test. A devotee shall be qualified with all the godly qualities. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you induce people, because his mission is to propagate this Vedic culture all over the world, he is not confined within some limited area. Prithivite ache jato nagaradi gram. As many villages and towns are there in the world, his mission is to be preached there. So if we, in the beginning we say, you have to become a Brahmin, first of all. Then we have to become a Brahmin. Our people are not becoming Brahmin. They say it is not nonsense, let us become Shudra. So that is not possible. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Iho bhajya age kaho. Then Ramananda Rai suggested Karma Mishra Bhakti, then Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Bhakti with Jnana, mixed with Jnana, process of Jnana, speculative, philosophy, and Bhakti mixed with Karma Kandya Vichar. But real Bhakti is Jnana Karma Anavritam. It must be untouched by the process of Jnana and Karma. It should be spontaneous. Spontaneous. That is Bhakti. Annavilasita sunnam Jnana Karma Anavritam Anukullena Krishna. Spontaneous means when we shall rise to the platform that here is a service for Krishna, let me do it immediately. Let me do it. Just like Yudhishthira was advised by Krishna that you just go to Dronacharya and speak him lie that his son is dead. Yudhishthira hesitated. Oh, how can I speak lie? I never done it in my life. And this is Karma Kandya Vichar. This is Karma Kandya Vichar. He is looking after his own benefit. Karma Kandya Vichar means I do something and I profit and I enjoy it. I do some sacrifices, I become elevated to the heavenly planet and I enjoy life. This is Karma Kanda. And Jnana Kanda means that this world is false, Brahma Sattva Jagan Mithya. Therefore let me merge into the Brahma effulgence. Nidbhed Brahmanusandha. This is Jnana Kanda. Nidbhed Brahmanusandha. But Bhakti means Jnana Karma Anavritam. One must be free from this Karma Kandya Vichar and Jnana Kandya Vichar. It must be pure devotee. What is that? Anukullena Krishnanusilanam, simply to carry out. So it was the duty of Yudhishthira to immediately, what Krishna said, immediately to execute it. But because he was on the Karma Kandya, of course they were all devotees, but just to show us, the Karma Kandya Vichar, they hesitate. Just like the Brahmins who are Jagdik Brahman who was performing sacrifices, and Krishna's friend became hungry. So they asked Krishna, we are hungry, please arrange for some food. Krishna said, yes, you go immediately there. The Brahmins are performing yajnas and ask them for some food. They went, but the Brahmins refused. Oh, the yajna is not yet performed, how we can give you? No, don't talk. So they came back. Then Krishna said, go to their wives. The Jagdik Brahman Patni, go to their wives. And as soon as they went to the wild, they heard Krishna's name, they were very much beloved to Krishna. Immediately whatever was there for the yajna, immediately they brought to Krishna. This is bhakti. And the Jati Brahmanas were in the Karmakanda platform, but they are devotees. But when actually it was performed, what is that verse? Dik Janma?
Dik Janma Trivid Vidyam.
Yes.
Trivid Vidyam. Dik Ratham, Dik Bahugyatam.
Bahugyatam.
Dik Kulam. Kulam was
born in Brahmin family. So, this is bhakti. Bhakti means spontaneously responding to Krishna. That is bhakti. There is no, therefore, it is transcendental platform. It is not on this material platform, karma kanda, jnana kanda. But bhakti is above. Manchabhya vicharini bhakti yogina jasevati. Sagunan samati taitan brahma bhuyaya. Transcendental platform. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that this karmakandya vichar, that is also nice. Those who are in the too much bodily concept of life, but it is very difficult to raise the people to the karmakandya, jnanakandya vichar. In this age especially, they have become so fallen that it is not possible for them to raise them either karmakandya, jnanakandya or yogic process. This is not possible. Therefore in this Shastra it is said, Kalau nasteva 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 gatirannatha. If you follow karmakandya vichar, jnanakandya vichar or yogic process, it is very difficult. Therefore, the only process is Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama iva kevalam. Kalau nasteva 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 gatirannatha. And Narottam Das Thakur says that কর্মকাণ্ড জ্ঞানকাণ্ড সকলই বিষের ভাণ্ড অমৃত বলিয়া জীবা খায়. So suppose karmakandya vichar, you get elevated to the heavenly planet. That's all right by karmakandya vichar. But what Krishna says about this elevation, antavattu phalam tesam tad bhavati alpamedasa. Antavattu phalam tesam. These results derived out of karmakanda, jnanakanda, they are temporary. Of course we do not know what kind of temporary. But temporary means even if you live for many millions of years, that is also temporary. Because you are eternal. So somebody is living for 1 year, somebody is living for 1 minute, and somebody is living for 1 million or more than that. Just like Brahma's life. Sahasra Juga Pajantam Marhajjat Brahmanovi. That is also temporary. Our problem is to get our eternal life again. Jadgatyana nivartante tadbhama. But this is the problem. One should go to such a place that he will not have to come back again to this temporary world. So karmakanda, jnanakanda means you can be elevated to the heavenly planets by karmakandya process, or even to the Brahma planet, Brahma loka, Sattva loka. But what Krishna says, Abrahma bhuvana lokan punaravartinarjun. So that will not give us the ultimate benefit. The ultimate benefit is mam upeta kontiya Dukkhalayam sasatam nafnubanti maha samsiddhim paramah. That is what. One has to go back to home, back to God. That is the perfection of life. This human life should be utilized for going back to home, but they have no idea, they do not know. What is God? Where is back to home, back to God, and nothing, no education. Although the knowledge is there in the Bhagavad Gita and other Shastras. Everything is there. But we have become so full that we take Bhagavad Gita and comment in a different way so that people may not understand. He does not understand himself. And how he will explain? Nahang prakasa sarvasya yogmaya samavrita. Because without becoming a devotee, nobody can understand Bhagavad Gita. That's a fact. So one may be very good scholar, ABCD, but the ABCD knowledge is not sufficient to understand. Bhaktosi, priyosi, me, rasam netaduttam. Simply by erudite scholar's sake, you cannot understand. Then Krishna would have selected somebody else who is scholarly advanced. But he was selecting Arjuna, although he was a soldier. He was not a Vedantist, he was not a Brahmana, but he was ordinary soldier, maybe royal family, a Grihastha. But he selected him. Why? Bhaktosi, because he was devoted. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is to be understood by devotee from the very beginning. So one has to become devotee of Krishna. Then we can understand the teachings of the Vedas. Vedas mean, Veda is a sarva aham eva vedam. Anywhere you go, either Bhagavad Gita is also Vedic literature, Bhagavad is also Vedic literature. So either you take directly Vedas, Ishopanishad, other Upanishad. The ultimate goal is to understand Krishna. Veda is a sarva aham eva vedam. So this Krishna consciousness movement is trying to give Krishna. Krishna se tomar Krishna dite par. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has sung, Vaishnava Thakur tomara kukur bolia jana ho more. He is presenting himself. My dear sir, Vaishnava, kindly accept me as your dog. Dhaita, what is that song? Krishna se tomar Krishna dite. Tomara sakatiyach. This is a fact. If you want Krishna, then you have to approach a pure devotee of Krishna. He can deliver. Vedeshu dullava adurlava atma bhakto. If one is Krishna devotee, he can deliver Krishna, take it. Here is Krishna. That is the special prerogative of devotee. Kaunteya pratijani. Krishna is advising Arjuna because he is devotee. That you declare. Name bhakta pranasya. So he could declare himself. No, he wants to declare everything through his devotee. Nimitta matra bhavasambhavasat. He wants to see that Arjuna become victorious. Although he was conducting, actually he was doing this victorious work. So in this way, Krishna Bhakti, Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti, if we simply invoke our Krishna Bhakti, that is success of life. Samara. Therefore Rupa Goswami says that Jeno Teno Prakarena Mana Krishna Nivesaya. Samara. Just be absorbed within your mind about Krishna. Samai Mana Krishna Padarvinda. Somewhere. It doesn't matter which way. And another place, Rupa Goswami says, Krishna Bhakti Rasabhavitamati Kriyatam Jadi Kutopi Labhati. Purchase this Krishna Bhakti Rasabhavitamati, Krishna consciousness, if it is available somewhere. Tattva laulam ekam mullam, na janma koti vi sukriti vi labhati. So, this Krishna consciousness movement is very rare thing. But by the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is being distributed all over the world. Freely. It is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grace. Mahavadannaya, Krishna Prema Pradaya. If we adopt the method of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then we can distribute what Krishna Prema, love of Krishna. Knowledge of Krishna may be distributed. The scholars and the pandits may can understand. But love of Krishna is different. That is different. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is distributing love of Krishna. Krishna Prema Pradayati. Namo Mahamadannaya Krishna Prema Pradaya. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurati Seno. So, if we follow through the path chalked out by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then Krishna also, although It is very difficult to understand Krishna. Manusyanam sahasreshu kachid yatati siddhaye jatatamati siddhana. But through the process of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu means to follow these 6 Goswamis. Because these 6 Goswamis were directly instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to spread this movement. He instructed Rupa Goswami continually for 10 days in Prayag, Dasaswamed Ghat. He instructed Sanatana Goswami for 2 months in Banaras, and they have given us this invaluable literature. There are so many other literatures, of which the Bhakti-rasamrta-sindhu we have translated into English, Nectar of Devotion. So try to follow this book. Rupa Raghunatho Pade Hoibe Akuti, Narottam Das Thakur is singing. Rupa Raghunatho Pade Hoibe Akuti, Kobe Hamo Bujhavo Se Jugala Priti. The Sahajiyas, they immediately try to understand the love affairs of Krishna and Radha. That is Sahajiyaism. Here we have to take instruction from Narottam Das Thakur. First of all, we have to take the mercy of Rupa Raghunath Goswami. Then if there is, our luck is good, then we can understand what is Radha Krishna Prem. It is not a thing to be understood by the common man in the bazaar, Radha Krishna. Therefore, in spite of hearing Radha Krishna here for many, many years, they remain in the same position. Not a single step forward to understand Krishna. Because they do not try to understand Radha Krishna through the channel chalked out by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Goswamis. We must know Radha Krishna is not ordinary. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikiti Allahadini Shakti. This is the manifestation of the Allahadini Shakti of Krishna. Krishna does not enjoy any material thing. The gopis and Radharani, they are not these ordinary girls. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitavi Stavijjaiva Nija Rupataya Kala. So this is the process. We don't therefore advise people that immediately come to understand Ras Leela. No, we never do so. First of all, understand Krishna by the channel, by the proper method. Then gradually, when you are actually purified, then you will understand Radha Krishna. Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoibe Akuti, Kobe Hama Bujava Se Jugala Priti. They don't become Sahajiya to understand Radha and Krishna just like ordinary. They are understanding Radha and Krishna, and they are inclined to so many nonsense things. If one understands Radha Krishna, his impulse for sex life, Vidroga Kama, immediately will be finished. He'll never think of, as Jamunacharya said, Jadavadi Mama Chitta Krishna Padara. You know this verse? Yes, cite it. Jadavadi Mama Chitta Krishna Padara in there. Jamunacharya.
Tavamrtasindani pada pankaje nimeditatma katham tiderinde makarandhaneshware madhubrato nekshara.
Now this verse, Jadavadhi mama chitta Krishna padara vinda nava dhamarantumah. Jadavadhi mama batonari sangame smarjamane bhavati mukha vitara sushtunishti. So this is the test. If actually one understand Radha Krishna Leela, then they will forget forever the sex life of the material. This is the test. So our request is that don't try to understand Radha Krishna, just worship Radha Krishna according to the Archan Vidhi. Then gradually Radha Krishna will be pleased, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be pleased, and Sameva Spuratta, Sevan Mukhi Jivbhag. When they are pleased by your seva, then they will reveal. Don't try to jump over to understand Radha Krishna. That will not help us. Thank you very much.